Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Becoming That Person, the podcast by Celestina, place where we get real with life, self-improvement and everything in between. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm recording another episode. And guys, I have a new microphone. I told you guys that I love my voice. It sounds so delicious and I wouldn't even trade it for anything. So if you see me here today, it means we are going to yap. Okay. How are you guys doing today? And I just like it. But I'm so grateful that I'm here to record another episode of my podcast. It's so overwhelming and somehow confusing and doubtful because you don't even know where you're going. But hopefully we are finding a way out of it. Okay. So today I want us to talk about something that stops a lot of people from making the changes they really want in life. The idea that it's too late. And I know all of us can testify to this one. Maybe you have been stuck in the same career for 10 years and you feel very stuck. Maybe you want to start all over in a new place, but it feels so overwhelming and we are all victims of that. Or maybe you're just not happy at where you are, your current situation, and you don't know how to change it. If any of this sound familiar to you, I have so much good news for you. Not too much, but something I am so willing to talk about and yap about. And then if it is something that falls in between your heart and your lungs, you can take note of it and then maybe practice it, and then it can change your life and my life. As I said already, I also listen to my podcast because I really need to do whatever that I'm saying. So I listen to it and I also do something that I always say in that podcast as well. Okay. So it's not too late to reinvent yourself. So today we are going to talk about how we can reinvent ourselves at any age we find ourselves. It doesn't matter we are in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s. I think it doesn't really matter about the age. As do we all know, everybody says that age is just a number when it comes to marriage, but is age a number when it comes to reinventing ourselves? Question for the girls, right? But anyways, we are going to talk about that. And today I'm going to talk about, we'll be talking about a lot of things and I've break them down into 3 sections. I'm going to talk about why we feel stuck in life and how to break free, the steps that we can use as a guide or the process to reinvent ourselves, and how to deal with fear, doubt, and other obstacles along the way. Okay, so now, why do we feel stuck? Ask yourself this question. Why do you think that you are stuck? Okay, why do we have this feeling that we feel stuck? I remember a couple of days, I think 2 days ago or something like that, I was lying on my bed and I don't know, the devil just get into my head. I'm not going to blame it on the devil, but it gets into my head and it's telling me a lot of places that I don't improve in my career, in my education, in my relationship, like a whole lot of places that this devil was just aligning or just pinpointing out to me. And I felt like, oh my goodness, I'm so stuck in these areas of my life. But guess what? It's not true. It's just a feeling, okay? So we are going to talk about why do so many of us feel stuck in the first place. I know it's us because I'm also a victim. Okay, no one can say anything aside this because we are all victims of this. Sometimes you look at someone in their relationships and you look at yours and you feel like, oh, yours is not even going anywhere. And you feel like you are stuck because there's no improvement. And when we talk about stuckment or stuck, what kind of English am I going to say? But like when we talk about like being stuck, it's all about there's no improvement in certain areas of your life. You are still at the same place. Let's say you were at 5 years pass by, you're still at 5. You don't move to 6, you don't move to 7. This is just basically my social media. Okay, let me put this into it. If you know me very well, you know that I'm in Instagram, of course, but I have like 1,000 plus followers on Instagram, okay? And I don't know how the Instagram algorithm works because I don't really study the algorithms, but it is in the way that like the more I get followers, the more the number decreases. And I've really not taken time to look at it, but this is what has been happening. Okay, the more followers I get, the more followers that the numbers are removing, and it has been there for almost since last year. I don't move forward. This is what we call stagnant, or this is what we call I'm stuck. I'm just using this one as an example, but this is exactly what I'm trying to explain when we come to being stuck or feeling stuck in certain areas of our life. I know most of us feel stuck in various areas of our lives. It's either financially, our careers, our relationships, our personal goals, our health, or even just our sense of purpose. And this is something I'm going to say. A lot of us don't know our purpose in this world. I'm included. For real, it's really tricky when you come to realizing that what is your purpose in this world. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Life is not all about just getting married, getting your career, being in a good relationship, having the best family and the best money and all that. But what is actually your purpose in this life? This is where it comes to some of us being feel stuck, because when you look at people that are very successful in this life, they still don't know the sense of purpose in this life, and they feel very stuck when it comes to that. So it's really not because we don't have careers, we don't have the relationships with which we want, but people who are successful to feel stuck when it comes to sense of purpose. So I remember I was telling you about how I stay up night thinking about my way out and comparing my relationship, my careers to others, and I feel very stuck. It's the same thing I was thinking about my sense of purpose. I know this is crazy, but I have been so much concerned about knowing what my purpose is in this life so that I can start pursuing it right away, but I can't find it. It's crazy, right? But yeah, that is it. So, well, there are so many reasons that can make us feel stuck, okay? It could be because we feel like it's too late. Okay, this I'm going to say it, and it's probably gonna align with a lot of us. Okay, so a lot of us believes that if we haven't achieved certain things at certain age, it means that we've missed the chance, and which is not true, because society often tells us that success has a deadline, but the truth is that it doesn't really have a deadline. That should tell us that you don't need to be at age 20 to be successful, 20 or 25, 28 to be in marriage, okay? This doesn't have success doesn't have a deadline. It doesn't have an age deadline, and I'm going to say it, and this I'm going to emphasize on it. Society makes us feel that we need to figure our life out at the age of 20 or early 30s, but it's really not how it works. There's no expiration date on change. Some of us also have our wild childhood dreams and goals. Me, for instance, I used to say that when I was in junior high school, I used to say that at age 23, I want to be a career woman. I mean, have my job, making money and all that. And age 25, build a house. Age 28, get married and have kids and start my family. But girl, I'm 26 and I haven't achieved none of that. But that doesn't mean that that the deadline has passed. It just doesn't mean that the deadline has passed, because we've seen a lot of successful people that are around their late ages, like 40, 50, before they break through in this successful level in their career. So I don't really think it's late. At any age, you can be successful. Okay, so this is one of the reason. Okay, this is one of the reason that we feel like we are stuck. Okay, so when these ages are passing by and we don't have any of these days, we feel like the comparison set in, because you begin to compare with your colleagues that have already achieved it at those ages, and you compare it with yours, and you be like, bro, I'm stuck. You're not stuck. You are never stuck. Okay? You are never stuck. Repeat after me. You are never stuck. Okay, think about this. If you have been in the same job for 10 years and you hate it, okay, do you want to spend another 10 years feeling the same way? Or would you rather take a leap and do something that excites you? Time will pass either way. So why not use it to build something you actually like? Okay? So you're not stuck. We are not stuck. Our success is coming. It can come at any age, and we will be ready to enjoy it at any age. Okay? All right. One of the other reasons I think we feel stuck is like we don't know who we are without this. This is kind of like a phrase. I'm going to explain it. We don't know who we are without this. Some of us are used to a certain way of life. We are tied to what we've always done. Like we are used to certain things that if we are not seen with that, we are not who we are. I'm used to, like, let's say that I'm someone who used to eat rice all the time. And if there's not rice today and there's bangkong, I feel like I don't know who I am if I don't eat right. This is just to say that we've been in the same careers, we've been in the same relationship or any routine for years that it's easy for us to believe that this is just for us. There's no other ways that we are qualified to be. But the point is, the idea of change can feel really scary sometimes. It means that you letting go of the old version of yourself that you have been comfortable with. That is you getting out of your comfort zone. That is like getting out of the place that you are used to be, getting out of the most comfort place that you are always used to be. And it's so scary to do that. For instance, you've been in this job for like 10 years and now it's not something that you want and you just want to change it. It's really going to be scary because you're used to that. For instance, I'm looking for a job, okay, and I'm looking for an entry role. And let's say that my dream job is to be a software engineer, but as a freshly graduate student looking for an entry role, and I get teaching, and I say, okay, let me just pick this one for the meantime whilst I work on getting my dream job, right? And then I get this teaching job and I stay in this teaching job for 10 years. I feel so comfortable there because I'm used to it. That is all that I've done in my career. And now it gets to a point that I want to explore what really excites me, what I really want, my dream job, which is being a software engineer. That is where the problem comes in. It's going to be scary because we think we don't know who we are again. We feel like I'm stuck here. This is where I belong because I've been used to being teaching for 10 years that I'm so used to it and I don't think I can be comfortable changing in it. That is what I'm just going to say. You can change it. The world is so much of like a big marketplace that you can shop at any place that you want. Okay, so it's okay to change paths. It doesn't really define your future. Okay, also we also feel stuck when we think about what people think. I think this kind of pops up in most of my topics that I talk about in this podcast, but it's true. One of the biggest reason people don't change is because they're afraid of judgment, and life is all about judgment. Human beings' nature is to care about what others think, but at the end of the day, you're the one living the life, and regardless of whether you do whatever that you think that if you do they would judge you, people are still going to judge you. You can't change anything about that for a fact, because whether you do the thing you want to do, you don't do the thing you're scared to do, people are still going to judge you. So why don't you just live your life? So for instance, people will always have opinions, like, but your opinions do not pay your bills. For real, they do not bring you happiness. They do not give you your purpose of this life. So the sooner you stop seeking extra validation or external validation, the sooner you can start making choices that truly fulfill you. So I'm gonna say it because this it's too much. For instance, I told you guys in my first episode how I wanted to do this for so long, but I was thinking about what people would think. But the point is, whether you do it or you don't do it, people are still going to say anything. For instance, I posted it, people have something to say, either it's good or it's not good, and that they will always say. So even if I didn't do it and I still post something that is not the podcast I wanted to do, they were still gonna talk about it. So why don't you just go ahead and do whatever that makes you happy and make them talk? After all, I take people opinions as like a feedback to change my life. If I posted like the episode I posted, if people had like bad feedback, or they've said something about the way I talk, certain things I do, I would just look at it and work on it instead of being mad that like people critique it. It's just like you buying a product and then they giving a review about it. So people opinions sometimes really depends on how you're looking at it. Sometimes it's just a good review to check on in with your life. Sometimes it's a bad review, but you learn from it. So don't really pick people opinions and feel stuck, because you might want to exploit the world, but you just feel like people will think that you have money. But whether you explore the world, you don't explore the world, people are still thinking that you have money, but you're not giving them. So why are you stacking it all in, thinking that if I do it, people think this way of me, instead of you just doing it? So don't think of what people will think about you or judge about you and feel stuck, and don't bring happiness to yourself or fulfill your purpose in this life. Live your life, girl. Yes. So let me say this. Yeah, you want to quit your stable job to start a business, but your family doesn't understand. Or you want to move to a new city, but your friend says you should stay. It's important to remember that their fears and doubts are theirs, not yours. Okay, you don't have to live your life according to someone else's expectation. Okay, because you're the only person who knows how it feels to be in that job. You're the only person who knows how you want to fulfill your promise of starting your business. You're the only person who knows how you want to move to a new place. For instance, me, I feel stuck most times when I stay in a particular place for so long. So I just want to change. But the point is, people are going to ask me, why do you keep changing when you can just stay at the point? But the point is, they don't know that this is how I'm feeling or this is how I want it. So why do I have to think about what they think instead of doing what that makes me happy? That is the thing. So yes, I am going to tell you that don't ever feel stuck. Do whatever you want to do. It doesn't really matter, because people will always have their own opinions. Okay, now that we know what makes us feel stuck, how are we going to do, or what are the steps that we can follow to reinvent ourselves? Okay, let's talk about how we can actually start afresh. Reinventing ourselves is a process. Of course, we need to know that, because here I'm going to talk about the step by step that will guide us to make it happen. Okay, first of all, we have to get honest about what we want. Okay, before you can reinvent yourself, before you can reinvent yourself, you need to figure out what you actually want in this life. Forget about what society expresses or expects from you. Forget about what it looks good on paper or social media. What truly excites you? What kind of life do you dream of? This is to say that, let's say that society makes it looks like at a certain age, you have to get married, okay? At a certain age, you have to give birth. But the point is, what do you want? Do you really want to get married at the age that society expects you to? Do you really want to have kids and start a family at the age that society expects you to? Right. So you really need to know what you want, not what the society expects you to be. For instance, society expects me to be this modest person and be this kind of like what do we call it? Especially when it comes to firstborns, you be this kind of head and lead your siblings and all that. But what do I want? I don't want to be the head. I want to live a life that fulfills me. But the point is, that doesn't mean that I have to fulfill what the societies want me to do. Okay. I really want to do what really excites me. So, okay. I want us to write down your ideal life. What is your ideal life? Imagine that money, the fear, and other opinions don't matter. What would you be doing? What would you be doing? Imagine that what others think, the money, what society expects from you doesn't matter. What kind of life do you want to live? Or what will your life be? Or what will you be doing? Or where would you be living right now? And what would you be surrounded by? This is a question I asked myself a couple of times because I feel like society makes it look like you need to be married at the age of 20, 25, before 30, or have kids by 30. But if society doesn't matters at this point, what is the age that I want to be married? I think if this doesn't matter, I want to marry at any age that I feel fulfilled to do. It doesn't really matter whether I'm in my 40s, I'm in my 30s, or I'm in my 50s. At any age that I feel that it's fulfilled, I'm good to go. If society makes me believe that I need to have a career or have a job at a certain age, but the point is, I'm still a student. So how do I have a job? So imagine if this doesn't matter, what will I be? Fun fact, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If society doesn't matter about me being an example to my siblings because I'm a firstborn, if you guys know, I would be someone who be traveling around the world, living the life that I always dream about. Because fun fact, I have to take care of my siblings, which is so normal to society because if you are elders, you take care of your youngest, which is crazy. So imagine I don't have to do whatever society expects of me right now. I don't think I'll be here making this video. I'll probably traveling around the world, but it is what it is. So imagine those things. If they don't matter, what will you do? So right now, if society expect me to take care of my siblings and it doesn't really matter right now, I'll be traveling. So that means I'm going to start traveling regardless of what they think. Okay. All right. And the second thing we have to use as a guide is release the old version of yours. Okay. Reinvention means that you're letting go of your old beliefs, your habits, your fears that no longer serves you. It means challenging the voice in your head that says, this is just who I am. For instance, you want to be successful. You want to be someone who wakes up early in the morning. I use this as my example all the time because it's the common thing. But the point is, you want to be someone who is so productive every day. And then you try the first time, it didn't work. And you be like, okay, this is just who I am. I'm not a morning person. Okay, as I was saying, you try to wake up early in the morning and because you just want to be productive and you try the first day to wake up in the morning and it didn't happen and you be like, I guess this is just who I am. I'm not a morning person. Who said you're not a morning person? That is just a first try. And it might be because you didn't sleep early. That's why you weren't able to wake up early. So it doesn't really makes you feel like I did not make it because I am just who I am right now. So let go of your old version that says that you're not a morning person, or you just feel like I can't do this because it means to be. For instance, I like using myself as an example because I feel like this is the easy way to for you to understand me. But when I wanted to start this podcast, if you guys know, my YouTube have like only 6 subscribers as I speak right now, and my Spotify has 0 followers, which I don't really care about, because the point I'm trying to make is that when I wanted to start this, I felt like I needed more subscribers. And then I'm like, okay, I'm not really that famous to get the subscribers from my other handles. But the point is that, do I really need that? That old belief that you need to be famous before you start something. Who said that? Okay, so I think we get this version of it. Okay, so let's say that if you have told yourself, I'm just good at technology, but you want to switch from a tech career to a challenging that believe that you can do it. You just have to start learning. You take a beginning course and then you can go from there. Because if you feel like you're not good at a tech, but you want to challenge yourself to go to the tech career side, you start. That doesn't mean that you can't. It means that you can challenge yourself and do it. Because every aspect was once a beginner. Okay. The other thing I'm going to talk about is start small and start now. I think my podcast is just the best. I think my podcast is the best example to use in this. You start small and then you start now. You don't have to change everything at once. You just have to take one small step today and the following tomorrow, and then it keeps moving in the right directions, no matter how small it is. For instance, my podcast is 0, but I'm starting because I started. I started with small and I just made up in mind, I want to start now, and I did it. Okay. Surround yourself with the right people. Your environment plays a very huge role in your success. Surround yourself with people who encourage you to grow, not those who hold you back. If your career cycle doesn't support your new direction, find new communities. Join a network group, sign up for a class, or connect with like-minded people online. Being around people who are on the same journey will make your transition more easier for you. And the last one I'm going to talk about is be patient and trust the process, because I know no one knows the eagerness of how I want my podcast to pick up. But the point is, it's a process. I just can't just wake up one day and expect it to pick up. But the point is, I have to be patient and have to trust what I'm doing and keep doing it. And it's normal to have doubt, because I do. Sometimes I feel like, should I just stop? Should I just slow down this process? Because I'm not seeing anything. But I really like doing this. So how about that? Think of personal growth like planting a seed. Okay, you won't see results immediately, because we all know, if you know where I'm from the northern part of Ghana. But the point is that when we are sowing, the seeds are a little bit tiny, and when you put it inside the hole that you are trying to sow, I don't know how best to explain it, because this is so much technical and I can't say it in English the best way, but let me try my best. But let's say you're sowing, or it's sowing season, or it's raining season, and we are going out to sow groundnut. A piece of groundnut is just like this. You put it there, you won't see any results immediately. It takes like weeks, like 3 to 4 weeks, I don't know, before you can see that something is happening to it. It's germinating, it's growing, it's rooting out and all that. And you don't only put the seed there and just leave it. When we sow, sometimes we always pray that it should rain, because you want to water it, you want to nurture it, and then make it grow well. This is to say that we have like self-invention is all about you trusting the process and being patient. But when you are being patient and trusting the process, you just don't sit by. You keep watering, your progress, you keep nurturing your progress, and then something will start happening. So for instance, I wanted to start this podcast, right? When I started it first, I'm not seeing anything. Okay. For instance, I have only 6 subscribers, but that doesn't mean that I should stop. It means that I have to be patient, trust the process. I won't see immediate results, but as long as I keep being consistent, posting regularly, posting topics that are so self-improved topics that people would like to listen, and then putting more effort into uploading the time that I set for this podcast, I know as time goes as I will see people will start being interested in listening to it. So this is just basically the example I'm trying to explain. I hope this helps. Okay, so with all this, I know you can't stop being afraid and being resistant about this. Okay, so the bigger enemy of self reinvention is fear. So this is how we can deal with fear whilst we are trying to reinvent ourselves at any age. The fear of failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Okay, if you are starting something and you don't have this fear of failure in it, like, I feel like it's not part of the process, because you can be confident, but you can't be too confident to extend that you feel like everything will go on well, because it's either it goes well, it's either there's a loophole, but these are all part of the process to becoming successful. The fear of judgment. People's opinions don't define you. People's opinions don't define you. You can see me wearing show me your bag, or like a dress that shows my breast, and you just see me on the road and you be like, this girl is a harlot. But that is not who I am. So what you think don't really define who I am in reality. So why do you even care about it? Okay, but people will talk, because if you see this channel that have like 6 subscribers, you'll be like, this channel is not going anywhere. But that is not your reality. Who knows? By the end of the month, something happens. Right. Exactly. And the fear of the unknown. Change is scary, but staying stuck is the most scariest. Okay. I might feel like I don't know what this is leading me to, but not doing what I want is the most scary thing. Yeah. Anyways, at the end of the day, you are not stuck. Okay, the only thing stopping you from starting all over is the belief that you can't. It's the belief that you have in your head that I can't do this. You can do it. Okay, so I want you to challenge yourself this week. Write down one area where you feel like you are stuck. Choose one of these small actions that I've spoken about, the guides, and then actually do it. So mine is financially. I feel like I'm stuck in financially, but like I'm accepting that I am stuck and I want to be financially stable or free. So right now I'm going to start releasing this whole idea of me feel like I'm stuck financially, because it's a belief that is in my head, and then start looking for extra source of income so that I can balance my streams of income, and then surround myself with people who can influence my finances by maybe investing, or people who can actually teach me how to use my finances. So this is just like an example I'm trying to create. So this is what you are going to do this week. So tell me, or you don't have to tell me, but you can tell us which area of your life that do you feel like you're stuck, and also what you will do using the guide step by step to actually do it and come free of it. This has been really so resourceful topic today, and I just feel like this is the right time to let it out, because I've been stuck in it for so long. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. If this episode helped you, please share with someone who needs to hear it as well, and don't forget to subscribe, listen to this in Spotify if you're on your lunch break, if you're doing your laundry on weekend, or if you're just taking a stroll outside, you can just listen to it. And I'm so active in all my social media platforms. You can check it out at Instagram and then TikTok too as well. And then leave a feedback. Was this episode helpful? Did I leave something that you wanted me to talk about? And what do you guys want to hear me talk about? I'm ready to be diverse. Tell me what you want to hear. And I will see you guys in my next episode. It was nice having you guys here. And I'm going to say it again. I like my voice. I'll see you guys next week. I love you. Mwah.